This video intended for entertainment and informative purposes only, but the live commentary may not reflect this rating. Viewer discretion is advised. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support system can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then... No! Better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Hey everybody, it's Clona Comics 999 and welcome to my redone Let's Play of Pikmin for the Nintendo GameCube. Pikmin was released on the Nintendo GameCube in Japan on October 26, 2001, North America on December 2, 2001, and Europe and Australia on June 14, 2002. This was, well, technically it wasn't a launch title for the GameCube because it wasn't the game, well, then again, is a launch title basically a game that the system comes with? Because I'm pretty sure the GameCube's launch title was Luigi's Mansion. But, whatever. Here we are playing as Captain Olimar, one of my favorite characters to play as in Super Smash Bros. If we take a look at, if we press A next to our spaceship, I have recovered 0 of 30 ship parts. Just one more part will increase the dolphin's capabilities. Yeah. So, for those of you who couldn't really understand the story all too well based on that intro, well, to be fair, there wasn't really any text in it, but Captain Olimar, who is seeking rest from his everyday labor at his job, flies his spacecraft, the SS Dolphin, into outer space on an interstellar vacation. Suddenly, a meteor hurtles it toward his direction and hits the Dolphin, resulting in the ship plummeting toward this planet. So, yes, Olimar was just on an interstellar vacation trying to get away from his job. Well, pretty sad. Well, Well, to explain the controls, well, actually, I think maybe it'd be better if I explain the controls a little bit later, but I'll just tell you that you use the control stick to move around. It's like kind of a funny walking animation, but I guess you would have to walk like that if you're wearing a spacesuit. Wait, what is this? Approach it caution. Approach it carefully. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. Oh. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil. It has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think that it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Now I'm going to stay still for a few minutes because Olimar will actually have a new line of dialogue if you don't touch this thing for a while. The seed that the onion dropped has turned into an enchanting sprout that gives off some mysterious light. Could there be a reason why the onion waited for me to arrive before sowing its seed? Perhaps something will happen if I approach the bud and press A. Courage, Olimar! It's a leaf, not a bud, but I'll pluck it for you. I'll press A for you anyway. Extraordinary! When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to C and X as well. The following controls allow me several viewpoints. L, rotate camera, hold to follow the cursor, R, zoom in and out, and Z to change angle. I must survive! I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. So, here we are with the Pikmin. So, first I'm gonna tell you guys the camera controls. Press R to zoom the camera in and out. It's kind of like Super Mario 64's camera in a way. Actually, more like Super Mario 64 DS. You can press L to center the camera behind you, but please bear in mind that it does not change based on the direction Olimar is facing. It's based on the cursor the cursor in front of him. And the cursor basically moves back and moves with Olimar's movements. What does this Pikmin think of me? I must observe its reactions. The more things I can try, the more reactions I can catalog. I shall attempt to grab it and throw it with A, and call to my side with B. Perhaps it will respond to C and X. The cursor once again moves from between Olimar. Like I'm moving the control stick to like moving back, and he's doing it like that. Some people find that to be a problem, but I don't think it's that big of a problem personally. Well, once again, if you press Z, you could change the camera to have an overhead view. So, I mean, if you like that, you can. It's useful in some situations. I'll give you that. Now then, as Olimar was telling us, you press A, you can toss the Pikmin, and wow, nice quintuple somersault, buddy. And if you want to call it back to your side, press B to use your whistle, and that will call it back to your side. The whistle has limited range, and you can press X to dismiss your Pikmin from your squad, and if you just simply touch it, it will also call to your side. You can also control your group with the C stick, and this will allow it to grab on certain tasks if they're near one. Now then, we want to toss your Pikmin at this flower. If you hit it right on top, it will instantly beat it down. And the Pikmin will not interact with it when you bring it down. They'll just go back to your side. So if you toss it back at it, they'll pick it up and begin carrying it. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that could propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be some sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. So basically, more Pikmin take a few minutes, or well, a few seconds, to sprout back up. But before plucking them, I'm going to take this Pikmin over to this flower. Because when I throw at it, if you don't hit the top of it, it'll just start attacking the bottom, and it'll slowly lose health over time. Then throw it back at it to have it pick it up. Now, Pikmin is a real-time strategy game. It is largely dependent on numbers. It's also generally a speedrunner's paradise. And the name of the game is also multitasking. So, if you don't have Pikmin, Olimar can actually attack creatures, and I think that's a good thing to do. And I think it's a good thing to not pluck that Pikmin, but to. Wow! I was trying to show that you can have Olimar attack that flower to bring it down. So after the Pikmin has brought back the pellet, then he can immediately throw it onto that pellet to have the Pikmin pick it up. And it should be noted, you can have more than what is required you can have more Pikmin than what is required to carry something, and if you do, they will carry it faster. Which I will not be doing for this 5 pellet posy. And if you're wondering why those 1 pellets sprouted not 1 Pikmin but 2, I'll explain that a little bit later, but it's not really relevant until later. So these 2 Pikmin, while those 5 are bringing the 5 pellets, I'm going to take these 2 over here. They're also a little bit slow, but don't worry, they will get faster later, just not right now, and that's how I thought there was a pellet up there. I do know that there is a pellet up here, though. So I'll toss both of those guys up there. Now, I'm going to call these 5 Pikmin over, and the 5 pellet that we gave them did not sprout 10 Pikmin, I guess, as you would expect, even though the 1 pellet sprouted 2. But once again, that's something I'll get into a little bit later. Now then, we look at this cardboard box, it seems. You see it has a 10 on it. That 10 ain't on that box for looking pretty, which is good because it doesn't look pretty at all. Actually, it looks kind of ugly. If you swarm your Pikmin on it with the C stick, and once 10 of them latch onto it, they will begin pushing it. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin Conduct. Approach and press A to pick sprouts. Press A to grab Pikmin, to release them to throw. Press B to call them, X to dismiss, and use C to command and control the group. L, R, and Z to control perspective. I shall record all of this on my computer. I can press Y to access the computer. Look at all those flashes of green, red, yellow, gray, and blue. I'm actually using my blue game controller this time. So, he said you can check the Pikmin status with the computer by pressing Y. And so we have 12 Pikmin with us, and two that are free that are in the onion, and 0 in the onion. What does that mean? Well, if I press A under the onion, you can actually put the Pikmin back into the onion, and they'll go and crawl back up. You can call them back to prevent them from going back in if you want. Once they... Sorry, I had to let my cat outside. Once the Pikmin is in the onion, you can access the onion once again to call it right back out. So the number on top is Pikmin that are in the onion. The number on the bottom is Pikmin in your group, and the middle number, a smaller middle number, is Pikmin that being currently withdrawn or deposited. There we go. Okay. And wow, she just immediately came back in. Head over here. What is this? Amazing! There's no mistaking it! My ship's engine rests before my very eyes! By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft! Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? Well, Olimar, you seem to be forgetting that you're surrounded by a group of very loyal minions who are in the business of carrying things. Except not really, because it requires 20 Pikmin to carry. So, we gotta raise up more Pikmin! Just fine. I like making more Pikmin. Okay, whatever. We have another one pellet up here, so I'll go ahead and toss out 2 Pikmin to that, just to make it go faster. There's another 1 pellet up there. Another 1 pellet here. Oops. And a 5 pellet, which I will swarm the rest of the Pikmin on. If I approach the main engine and press A next to it, we can get another monologue. Dolphin's main engine. It was pure luck that I found this piece first. With this, I can at least lift off. Well, I mean, when the ship crashed down, I mean, it seemed to be still attached to the onion because it was still running, so it only broke off during the impact, and this is where it landed. It landed over the wall, so I can't imagine the somersault it must have done to be able to land over here. Do you think this is a model that can be rendered on the Nintendo 64? Well, Pikmin there certainly could be on the Nintendo 64. At least, not the way it currently is. And there we go. We have now currently sprouted 25 Pikmin. That is the maximum number of Pikmin we can have in day 1. I suppose I should explain the numbers on the bottom of the screen. This number is how many Pikmin are currently in your squad, this is how many are currently on the field, and this number is how many Pikmin are currently in existence, both on the field and in the onion. So, just go ahead and hit A individually on each Pikmin. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done at once by repeatedly tapping A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. Okay. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. So yes, whenever you dismiss Pikmin, they turn all pale. That basically means that they are not currently in your squad. Which is funny because this is the only game in the series where it does that. So, if I just go ahead and mash the A button, they will, Olimar will automatically run to the Pikmin sprouts. Oh, I'll have to explain that a little bit later. The Pikmin also stayed where they were when they as I was plucking. However, I will mention that if you are playing the Wii version of this game, the Pikmin will actually follow you while you are plucking. And that brings me to this game's alternate releases. If you are not a fan of the GameCube control scheme, this game was also released as new play-controlled Pikmin on the Nintendo Wii. It was released in Japan on December 25th, 2008, North America on March 9th, 2009, Europe in February 6, 2009, Australia in February 26, 2009, and South Korea on October 27, 2011. I don't know why it took I don't know why it took like 3 years longer, but okay. Basically, in Pikmin on the Wii, you are able to basically you control you control the marker in front of Olimar with the pointer, and you can throw Pikmin that way. And you can throw Pikmin that way with the pointer. It also has extended range of where you can throw the Pikmin, but the whistle can be blown pretty much anywhere on the screen. So yeah. I would personally call the Wii version of Pikmin the definitive version, but some of the sound effects in that version are a little bit messed up. But once again, it's just a not a visual thing, but just not something that relates to the gameplay, which I always say that the gameplay should always come first in terms of a video game. Now, we have 25 Pikmin, this requires 20 to carry. There we go. This takes some time. So what you can do is you can just wait for the Pikmin to get over there. And we can just have a painful sight of the skeletal hull of our SS Dolphin. Now also, I mentioned that you can have more than what is required to put on whatever the Pikmin are carrying, but they also have a maximum on which you can put on them. I'm just gonna call them up so I can explain this. 1 pellets can have a maximum of 2. 10 pellets or 5 pellets can have a maximum of 10. The main engine, believe it or not, has a maximum of 40 Pikmin that can be on this, which is not possible under normal means, because we can only have a maximum of 25 on this first day. But the ship's main engine does have a maximum of 40 Pikmin that can be on it. And now, oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I have taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to turn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. One day since impact, I have somehow managed to launch the Dolphin, but I was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems like they will help me again tomorrow. The Dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokitate. Analysis shows that life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my Dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I name it the Forest of Hope. I explore it tomorrow. So, Olimar is apparently from a married man from planet Hokitate. And I know that's going to cause some of you guys to rush down to the comments saying it's pronounced Hokatade, not Hokotate. And well, frankly, I don't think the pronunciation of Olimar's home planet was actually revealed until Super Smash Bros. On 3DS and Wii U. So, and even though that is the official pronunciation, I just personally like the pronunciation of Hokitate a little bit better. So, I'm just going to call it that for personal reasons. It's kind of like Pokemon, how some people prefer to pronounce Dialga as Dialga, or Rayquaza as Rayquaza. It's just personal preference. Just like how I pronounce Facade as Facade. So, So today's change in the Pikmin population, you can see it slowly goes up. We sprouted 29 to or 25 today. We did not lose any in battle, not that that was possible. We also did not leave any Pikmin behind, which is also not possible, and actually yes, I did test it. I'll get into that a little bit later. We have 25 Pikmin, 25 red Pikmin, 1 ship part. There are 29 ship parts remaining and 29 days remaining. So, go ahead and save. Or don't save, whichever you prefer. The Forest of Hope. So, if I press Y, we can go to the ship's log, and we can also read Olimar's diary entries from any previous day. Anytime you want, if you just want to go for nostalgia. I like this background, by the way. You can kind of see like 2 nebulas in the background. If I hit a B, or actually no, it's Start, we can return to the title screen. Sorry about that. I want to return to the title screen. And I believe no. I want to head to the GameCube menu real quick. Because if I want to show as much stuff as I possibly can, maybe I should show you what it looks like in the disc menu. If I head into the memory card right here, this is what the GameCube save icon looks like. It switches between Olimar and the Pikmin. And here's the GameCube menu screen. Pikmin 2001 Nintendo. You've got to get home, but you can't make it alone. Meet the Pikmin. So, that's going to do it for this episode of Pikmin. And next time on Pikmin, we are going to head to the Forest of Hope, as Olimar said. See you guys then. Oh, and actually, before we go, can we just take a moment to appreciate the Pikmin title music real quick?